Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today's tutorial is going to be a style from the beautiful and brave Lagertha. Let me know if you'd like a series of this. I'd love to create all her different styles. I think she's beautiful and very, very strong and interesting as well. To get her look, you want to braid your hair overnight. You can do like Dutch braids, French braids. I would do about 2 just to create her beautiful waves. And you want this to be kind of like bedhead waves. You don't want it to be perfect. You want to just kind of run your fingers and maybe brush through it just a tad, not too much, just to create that bedhead look. I'm going to add a little bit of hair gel just to tame down the frizz in the front, and then we'll get started with the hairstyle. You want to part your hair on one side for this particular style. Then on the lower side you want to part it again, and then beside your ear we're going to create a small French braid. To do that, you part your hair in 3 sections, and then over the middle, and then you want to start adding little tiny hairs in. So right over the middle, left over the middle, add a piece, right over the middle, add a tiny piece, left over the middle and add a tiny piece. And then once you get a little ways past your ear, you want to begin braiding all the way down. Now here's the fun part. We're going to create snake braids. I love these so much. A snake braid is really pretty simple. It's 3-strand braid. You just want to braid a little ways down, and then with your thumb and first finger you want to grab one of the strands and then push up, and this just creates the snake. Now this does not have to be perfect because her hair is quite unruly, these braids, so just do your best. Braid a little ways down again and then push up again to create the snake braid. Now don't worry if it comes loose, you can just keep on pushing up as you braid down and it'll turn out just fine. Just like this. You can do this on medium to long hair, I believe. I think if you have like shoulder to waist length hair, this would also work. You just have obviously a shorter style. And my hair is really long, so I'm just going to keep braiding and keep creating the snake braid. As you can see, once you get down a little ways, it creates this like really snake effect, and I think it looks really cool. And from what I can tell, this is how she had her hair in the movie, in this particular style. You want to kind of even out the snake, and you're going to do the same thing on the top. Create one more right above the other one on your lower side. Again, a French braid. Make 3 strands and go over the middle, add a piece, and then take the right over the middle, add a piece. I have a tutorial on how to do a French braid if you want to learn. It's more detailed, so I will link that below. Again, once you make it even with the other braid, we're going to just start braiding down and then create our snake braid. Make sure you keep the pieces nice and separate. And then begin braiding. And it's easier if you just pull your braid to the front to finish and do the snake braid. Again, grabbing with your thumb and forefinger 1 strand and then pushing up, and that's how you make the snake braid. Here's a little bit more detail. There you go. It's actually really easy, and it's easier for me if you don't braid as tight. Don't like pull it really taut, and it's easier to make the snake, I find. I do about 5 to 6 stitches and then I push up. And then just add an elastic at the end. Now we're going to start on the thicker side. What I'm going to do first is make another French braid on the very top, and this one's going to be bigger and it's going to be a lot thicker. So this was the way that I saw that she did, so we're going to do our best to recreate it as accurately as possible. Again, 3-strand braid and just add pieces on either side. Once I got a little ways down, I stopped adding pieces on the lower side, or the side on the other side of the braid, not by the head. You just want to add pieces by your head until you get to your temple, and then stop adding, and then start braiding down and creating again a snake braid. This one was harder for me to scrunch up for some reason, but just do your best and it'll turn out fine. Now we're going to create another French braid. Again, we're going to part it and create 2 tiny French braids on this side underneath the bigger braid. And if it's easier, just take the rest of your hair and put it around to the other side so you're not like adding pieces on the side on the part that you don't want to. This one I only added pieces from the top, which does make it easier, so you don't have to be adding pieces from the bottom and ruining your part. So, and please subscribe if you haven't to my channel. I'd love to have you on board. I create all kinds of creative hairstyles for long hair. Any kind. I do updos, half updos, braids, all kinds of stuff. So subscribe if you'd like to see more of that. I upload every single Friday. So again on this we are just braiding it all the way down and creating our snake braid, pushing up every few stitches. And this hairstyle I feel like is really quite simple. It is a bit time consuming, but it's not as hard as it looks, I think. Some of her other hairstyles I feel like are super difficult looking, but I want to create a playlist. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comments and I'll do that for you. Once you get kind of toward the end, we're going to add a clear elastic and we're going to do our very last braid here beside the ear. Again, just adding hair from the top, not from the bottom, and making a French braid. Once you get a little bit behind the ear, you're just going to continue braiding down and create again a snake braid. Once you get to the end, just add a clear elastic. And then what I was seeing, I don't know if this is as accurate as I noticed there was a little braid that went around the back somehow. So that's what I did. I just did it as best I could. I didn't see any pictures of the back style. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to intertwine the first and second braid on the heavier side. So just run any kind of like twine that you can get it at any hair store, I think, through the braid a little while, and then you're going to just kind of braid it together. It doesn't have to be perfect. Her hair is quite unruly and she's going to war, so this is totally fine. I just kind of like intertwined it for a few stitches and then I just kind of braided it together and then tied the twine at the end. So that is what I did. Then I just pinned the bigger braid to my head, and this is the style. Add some small earrings and you'll totally look like Lagertha. So this is our finished look of the beautiful and brave Lagertha. I love her character so much. I love how brave and strong female she is, but at the same time she's soft and falls in love. So I love how they played it to where she's strong, both feminine and strong at the same time. I think she's amazing. I love it. So let me know if you want to see more hair tutorials on her. I'd love to create them for you. And check out my top. How cool is it? I know you can't see very much of it, but I did get this on Amazon and I think it created the look pretty well. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. See you next week.